Hello! It's really cold this morning, even though it's supposed to be a belter of a day. So, last night, yes, we did a bit of astrophotography. Hopefully, that turned out brilliant. You'll see the images if they did. I didn't do any vlogging from up there, purely because it's too dark, and if I was using the video light all the time, it'd make it really difficult for me to be able to pick out where the Milky Way was. So no vlogging while actually doing the Milky Way shots. So today I've got a plan of action is to obviously head home, but on the way home there are several waterfalls that I can visit. The first of which is this one here. Now, I'm not the first vlogger to do a vlog from these falls. That goes to Gary, and I'll put a link in the bottom to his channel. So this is Waterfalls up in the Yorkshire Dales, just outside a place called Keld. And I was really hoping to get some sunrise shots up on the tops this morning, but it was seriously foggy. You couldn't see a thing. So I've decided to drop down into the valley, and I was hoping for a little bit of fog, a little bit of mist today. Now, looking at the ground, I can see there's quite a lot of dew and a little bit of a frost. So hopefully when that sun breaks through, starts coming up and heats up, we might get some nice little bits of mist, which will be great for the place where I'm heading to after this shot. I'm going down to a place called Kisden Falls, but some really nice woods that you can walk through to get to it, or you have to walk through to get to it. So hopefully, yeah, we might get some nice woodland shots. But for now, let's concentrate on this shot. Now on the camera, I've got the polarizer on and I've got a 10 stop. I'm also at f16, ISO 100, and I'm reckoning this exposure is probably going to be about 10 minutes. Basically, we've got some nice foam here going on, and I'd like to try and get that swirling round and making a nice pattern. I don't know if it's going to do it, because it might not be enough force in the water to be able to do it. But yeah, for now, let's stand around and watch this picture cook, and we'll have a look at it now. Okay, so we've, well, I should say we have moved on, and I'm heading down to a place called Kisden Falls. Now, the actual path down to the top part of the falls is a little bit rocky and treacherous. However, it's absolutely amazing. It's strewn with boulders that are moss covered, old trees, just absolutely stunning. And this is why I was hoping for a little bit of a mist, just to get all these trees all looking ethereal, but I don't think that's going to happen. Now, I've done a quick shot of this scene here, a little path, tree, some rocks. You could probably tell, because of the time of day, it's not the right time to actually photograph this, because we haven't got any light on it. So I don't expect this shot to be a keeper, or it will be a keeper, but it'll be something I'll keep looking at, and then I will go back home and check on Photium or whatever and decide the best time of day to actually come and visit this place again, or in fact the best time of year, because as you're probably aware, the sun changes its position throughout the year, and as we get more and more into the summer months, it starts setting more in the northwest, so the sun will be more that direction, so we'll get some nice directional light on this. So maybe a bit later on in the year, Augustish, this will be the shot for a late afternoon. But for now, let's get this one little shot in. I'll show you it anyway. What I've done is I have got the 3 stop on, but I've also bracketed, because there is quite a bit of difference between the sky and the land. So yeah, let's get the shot in, and we'll crack on to the falls. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kisden Falls. Right, I've had a quick scout around the area. Now, as beautiful as this place is, I couldn't really find a composition I was happy with for the top falls by itself. I wanted some foreground interest, obviously, to lead into the falls, and the way some of the rocks are sitting, it didn't feel right. It seemed to just block the falls. So the only other option was to actually possibly stand on the rock that I was going to use as foreground interest. But then that just leaves the fall cascading into the water. It's not quite the way I like to photograph waterfalls. I do like a lead in. So what I've done is, I've pulled myself back and I've come to the... So I don't know whether these are classed as one part of the falls or whether there's another one down there. I really don't know. But what I've done is, anyway, I've pulled myself back so that I can get both falls in. And I'm going a bit 10 stop mad today, because I did one on the last falls, Wainwath, and now I'm doing one on this, and I reckon again this is going to be another 10-minute exposure. And the reason I'm doing it is because I want to get some movement. I want to try and get some nice swirls and movement in all the foam that's coming down. Hopefully it'll work. I've got a polarizer on just to take the glare, because there's a lot of water on the rocks and they're quite glary, so I've put the polarizer on to actually take the glare off. I think it's going to be an amazing day once the sun comes round. I'm just hoping I can get to the other falls. It'd be a shame if I can't, but we'll see. Absolutely fantastic part of the world is this. It is quite a trek to get to. Some of the roads are a bit dodgy, and last night it was incredibly foggy, and well, I say foggy, it's probably just cloud cover, to be honest with you, because we're so high up. Oh, and driving through that cloud was just horrendous. And I didn't have a good sleep either, because I was in the car and it's not very comfortable. Anyway, let's keep the shot cooking and see how it turns out. Okay, so I've just started to have a wander around, come away from the falls, and as you can see, glorious sunshine. It's going to be a lovely day. And I've come across this really old barn, a little bit of a, well, it's not a barn, it's actually an old house. A couple of little rock walls going into it, and we've got this tree. Now, I've just tried to take this shot with my 17 to 35mm lens, and it's just nowhere near wide enough. So what I've done is, I've put my Samyang 14mm on, so we're going for a ultra wide shot. So I don't know if it's going to work. Now the downside to it is it's fully manual, so I'm having to bracket this because I can't, and I can't fit any filters on it. It's impossible. There's no way of putting filters on it. So what I'm going to have to do is bracket this shot, and because of the extreme in the light and the tonal range, I'm going to go probably about 4 shots here, and I'm going to go -2, -1, center and 1 over. Hopefully that'll give me enough detail and enough tonal range to be able to pull this together. I don't know how it's going to look super wide. It's the first time I've used this lens for this type of thing. Let's see what happens, eh? Absolutely glorious day now. Luckily I found a bridge, so I want to get back up onto the other side. I want to get back up onto the old mines at the top, and I believe there's another waterfall over here, so hopefully we can get that one in as well. And then that path takes me round to where the other waterfall is, so I can get down to it, and then the workmen are going to have to let me through, because that's the way I have to get back up. So yeah, let's get this shot in the bag. Really like it. Beautiful textures, bits of green moss. It's just, I just love the scene, and it's typical of this area of the Yorkshire Dales. For those that don't know, I'm actually in Swaledale, which is quite high up, and it's well known for all these disused buildings and barns and stuff. There is quite a famous shot of a valley down there, which is my way home, which I might try and get later on if the sun's come round, and if I can stop, I might just try and get that shot as well. Hey, everyone's done it, but it's one for my portfolio and I don't have it. So let's crack on with this shot and see how it turns out. So, I found another set of waterfalls, and I'm just trying to look for a composition. I'd like to take one from down here on this bit of grass here, but the problem I have with that is these trees are really blocking the falls. I'll take you down so I can explain to you, and I just feel it's taken away from the actual image. Let's have a look. Whew, what a glorious day. I think it's only about 9:30, 10 o'clock, which is really too early to be coming to this place. I've just done a couple of shots of this waterfall. I've done one from down below, stood on a rock over here, and then got one really close up of it. No filters. I've been bracketing because there's quite a big contrast again, tonal range. I just don't think filters will work any way, shape or form. So yeah, 3 shot brackets. Hopefully they'll all come out good. Okay, so I just had a look at the barns, but as you can probably tell now, the sun is way up there and the light's just too harsh now. So I think what I'm going to do is head back to the final waterfall, because I know that'll still be a bit shaded. Hopefully get some shots of that, and then I think it's time to head home. Yeah, time to head home. So let's crack on and get to the next waterfall. I will put descriptions of everything and links, possibly maps as to where to find these places. Anyone that's interested in photographing waterfalls, there's plenty of them around, it's just a case of finding them. So, without further ado, I'll say bye for now. Whoop, sorry, not watching the camera, a bit slippy there. I'll say bye for now, and I'll see you at the next falls.